What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about how I studied for and passed the CompTIA Security Plus. It comes in like this little nice package. Like all the CompTIA, by the way, all the CompTIA certificates comes in this nice package. We're going to talk about how I studied for and passed it. We're going to talk about, the video is going to be divided into different parts. The first part, we're going to talk about what I did before getting ready for the exam. I'm going to talk about the materials that I got to get ready for the exam. This includes books, videos, labs, and practice tests and all that stuff. And at the end of the video, I'm going to talk about what is the CompTIA Security Plus, why I decided to get the CompTIA Security Plus, and what I think about the CompTIA Security Plus. So if you're new here, I do videos like this every other week where I talk about different certificates that I've passed and how I studied for them, just like this video. I also do videos that have to do with labs, me setting up lab, me breaking things and scratching my head. So if you like things like that, make sure you subscribe. Thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Let's get started. I'm going to take you guys to my screen so we can get the party started. Let's go. Okay, guys, so let's get started. Let's break it down. Let's talk about what I do before the exam, what I used to study for the exam, and the video course, the book, and all that stuff. So let's get into it. So kind of like my homework before each exam that I take, my homework before I took the Security Plus. These are the things that I do. I'm going to call this part my homework part. These are the things that I do before even getting material, study material for the exam, or getting the books and getting all this other stuff for the exam. So the first thing I do is I go to the exam page. This is the exam page for the Security Plus. It gives you a little bit of information about the Security Plus, and I will include this link in the description box below for those of you guys that want to just go to the page directly. You can also search it in Google as well, and it should take you to this page, obviously. But this is the exam page. It tells you a little bit about the exam. And one of the things that I want you guys to keep in mind is that there's two versions now. There's the 501 and there's the 601. This is very important to keep in mind because what I took was the 501. I didn't take the 601. The 601, I didn't feel like I wanted to take that because I was already studying for the 501 when the 601 came out. So I decided to take the 501. But if you are going to take the exam, maybe you want to take the 601. If you're already studying for the 501, you have till, I think, July 31st. So you have a couple of months to study for it and try to pass it so you can get your certificate. These exams normally last for 3 years, and after 3 years you have to renew it as well. Like your exam certificate, you have to renew it. So it normally lasts for 3 years before they have to renew it. So you have to figure out which one you want to study for, whether the 501 or the 601. And I'm going to show you guys a little bit of the difference between the two as well, because we're going to talk about each objective and then go from there. Keep looking down instead of at the camera, and we're going to talk about each objective of the objective of each exam, so you guys can see which one you want to take. But as of July 31st 2021, you wouldn't even have the option to take the 501. You will have the option to take the 601 until a new one comes out, and then you will have an option to take the other one. So the exam is pretty expensive, $307, and that price goes up if you want to bundle things together. So let's go into the by exam section. So it's $370 if you just want to buy one voucher. If you want to buy the bundle, which include like books, which I do not advise in any way, shape, or form. I don't have anything against CompTIA themselves. I just don't find their study material to be, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, I don't find their study material to be all that fancy, and they've improved a lot, especially with this, what is it, the Setmaster or whatever it is. Pretty good product, but you know, I found better study material. So I'm not saying it's bad, but it's not. I don't know if it's worth that much money. And education is what, you know, when you think education is expensive, try ignoring, right? Ignore it. So education is always worth the money. But anyway, that's beside the point. It's $549 if you choose to go this route, which gives you a little bit more. And of course, it's $699 if you choose to go this route. And of course, it's almost $1,000 if you choose to go this route. For those of you guys that don't feel confident in taking it the first time, you can get to this route and then do the retake. One of the things to keep in mind though is that if you go to school, you can go to the CompTIA Academy website. They have a website that the Academy website, it gives you a discount. It gives you, I think, about $100 off or so, or maybe even more. I'm not sure. You guys are gonna have to check it. It gives you a discount, and that's what I pretty much use all the time when I'm taking an exam. There is a verification process that you have to go through, meaning that you have to submit your, I think, your student ID. When I did it, I had to submit my student ID. I had to use my student email to sign up, and I had to submit my student ID, and then they verify it, and then you're able to buy certificate for there. It's a huge discount, almost about $100 and something, $100 off on some stuff. So it kind of, it gives you a little bit of, you know, it puts you a little bit of at ease when you're trying to buy something like this. So definitely check it out if you're going to school, or hint, hint, if you know somebody that go to school. I would say do it. But if you know somebody that go to school, you can definitely get their ID, get them to verify, use their account, and get that discount. Anyways, yeah, so you can get a discount if you're a student. So that's I'm not showing you ways to beat the system or anything, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. These things are not cheap. So definitely make sure you check that out. If you don't want to pay this price and you're a student, you can definitely get a discount there. But basically, I look at this page first before taking in an exam to kind of just get a basic understanding of the exam. The next thing that I look at is the objective. So this is the exam objective for the 501 exam. It's very important to look at the exam objective, because then you get to decide what study material you want to get. And it's very, very advisable. Most of the time when I take exams, I get the study material, the book, the whatever it is that I'm getting. I try to get something that's extremely close to the exam objective, because that just makes your life a lot more easier. You're studying for the exam, you're using the book, the material that you got for the study, for you to study, and it aligns with the exam objective. So it just makes it easier for you to study for things, and sometimes you don't even have to come back to the exam objective, because again, the study material just kind of aligns with the exam objective. So it makes it easier to come back and highlight the parts that you want to highlight, and then just go for there. So always look at the exam objective when you're taking an exam. That's a very important part. It also tells you to break down as well. Again, this is homework. This is what you do before you even go into getting the materials for the exam, right? So it also tells you what part of the exam, or what percentage is covered on certain part of the exam, how many percentage is covered on certain part of the exam. It breaks it down for you, gives you some percentage, and then it tells you it comes all the way up to 100. So threat, attack, and vulnerability, 21%. Technologies and tool, 22%, that kind of thing. It breaks it down for you, and as you go a little bit further down, it gives you the exam objective again as a whole, right? And then it kind of tells you what is included in that part of the exam. So it's a very good thing to do, because looking at this gives you a really good understanding of what you need to understand before taking the exam. It also acts as a roadmap for you to say, hey, I know this, I'm going to highlight it. I know that, I'm going to highlight it. And it also gives you, again, a roadmap to what material you need to get to study for the exam. So definitely look at the exam objective before taking an exam. This is the 501. The new one is the 601. So the 601 exam objective is this guy right here. A little bit different, right? The 24% is an increase there. So this one was, go back up, 21%. There's an increase there. This one was 21%, and this one is 22%. A little bit of decrease, a little bit of increase there as well. 25% implementation. Here I don't even see implementation here. So as you can see, there's a lot more difference between there's a lot of difference between the 601 and the 501. So important, make sure you understand which exam you want to take, and then make sure you kind of go towards that. Get the study material for that. Look at the exam objective for that. If you're already studying for the 501, get the 501. But if you're already studying for this, I mean, if you're ready for the 50, study for the 501, get the 501. But if you're just getting into it and you're not already studying for the 501, then go for the 601. But just keep in mind that there's going to be a little bit of difference between the two, and that's understandable as well, because you know, security, IT is kind of like especially security is like a game of whack-a-mole, right? So the people that come up with all this protocols, or this put all the security in place, they have to keep up with the people that want to kind of break those things. So it's always like, I fixed this, and then they come out, no you didn't, and then they come out, I fixed it, oh no you didn't. You know, so as you can see, places like this, for example, as it creates like drastically. We go back, we go here, look at this, right? look at that information increase. So a little bit more here, and I'm sure if we go into detail, I don't want to go into detail the whole thing, it's going to be a pretty long video. It's already a long video. So if we go into detail, I'm sure there's some stuff here that I've decided to remove on the 601. But the point that I'm trying to make is that go and look at your exam objective before going to go take the exam. That's the point that I'm trying to drive home, and figure out which one you want to take, 501 or 502. Just keep in mind that at a specific time, which is July 31st, you wouldn't even have an option to take the 501 because that's gonna be gone. The next thing is that after looking at my exam objective, again, I took the 501, so I'm going to talk about the 501, the book that I got to study for. Next thing I look at is the book. You have to look at the book. And Amazon, of course, this is a great thing on most of the books where you can see inside, like for certain pages, and you can see inside before buying it, and you can look at it and say, this book aligns with the exam objective, so it's a good book. This is the book that I got to study for the exam, and I'm going to switch screens here so we can take a look at it. Let me just go down here for a second. Okay, so this is the book that I got. That's the book that we're looking at right now for the exam, that I got to study for the exam. Pretty good book. I read the book cover to cover. A lot of people will say they don't enjoy reading the security book, but you can only get me, I mean, they don't enjoy reading the IT book, but you can only get me to read IT books, but I read other books as well. I do a lot of audiobook when it comes to other things, and I read some as well. But anyways, it was an interesting read. It was a good read. It introduced you to a lot of things that you have to understand, a lot of concepts that you have to understand, and that's what the Security Plus does. Really great book for the 501. I don't think he is coming out with 601 book yet, but I'm almost sure he's gonna come out with a 601 book. Well, let me don't say that, I'm not him. But anyways, great book. A really, really great book. And the thing that I like about this book is that if you don't want to do the practice, let's say you don't want to pay for a practice test, right? This book it's well structured, meaning that it has like a pre-assessment test. It has a practice test, like I think about 10 to 15 questions after every single chapter. And at the end of the book, you have another a set of practice questions as well that you can use to kind of just go through the book. And when you're done with the book, you don't really have to get anything else, because when you're done with the book, you have a full understanding of most of the topics, or all of the topics, if you really read the book and try to understand it. And then you'll be able to take the practice exams in the book and then go from there. Now, I personally don't just use one material to study. I don't think you should either. I think you should use more than one material. But a lot of people that have just used this book alone by itself and passed the exam. I'm not one of those people. I tend to go all in. But yeah, you definitely can if you want to. And the book comes with an accompanying website as well. And on the website, it has I think he has several other study materials that you can use, but I think you have to pay for that. A certain part of it, you have to pay for it. It has several materials that you can use to study as well. So great book. I cannot recommend this book enough for people that are trying to take the 501. And if he comes out with a 601 and it's anything close to this, I can't speak of that because, well, I don't have it. It will be a great fit to get that. If you going for the 601 and he comes out with a book, I would say get it, because this was a great book in general. So yeah, this is the book. I'm going to switch back now so we can go back to the screen. So that's the book that I got for the 501. Again, I cannot say enough good things about this book. Great book, great study material. Definitely, if you're going for the 501, this is it. This is the book that you should get. I mean, I enjoyed reading it, and after I read it, I was able to take, well, with other things that I'm going to show you that I did, I was able to take the exam and be able to pass it. So great study material. Make sure you definitely get it. I'll include a link in the description box below for those of you guys that are trying to get it. Now, the 601, I didn't take the 601, but this is the book that I found that I feel like will be kind of help you guys that are trying to take the 601. And the reason why I recommend this particular book is because I use them to study for my, I'm going to switch back. I use them to study for my Server Plus. Let me go here and switch. If I can switch. I use them to study for my Server Plus. As you can see, same company. I use them to study for my Server Plus, and I thought it was a really good book. Goes exactly according to the exam objective, and this is an exam I'm going to talk about as well for those of you guys that want to pass it. Goes exactly to the exam objective. I was able to read this book, watch the video course, and do some practice live, and I was able to pass the exam one take. It was a breeze with this exam because this book helped a lot. there were some mistakes in the book, like regular grammar mistake, but hey, it's not like my grammar is perfect either. So, so when you're reading it, you read it through it, and I'm sure there's more grammar mistake there, and I might not have noticed it. But for me, I only found like a very few that were concerning to me, like maybe like missing a word or misunderstanding words. It was a great book in general, and that's why I'm recommending their 601 Security Plus materials. Let's go back to the screen. And that's why I'm recommending the 601 study material. I looked at it. It seems to go exactly according to the exam objective. So that's pretty good. And it has like a really good review as well. So that doesn't hurt. So it goes exactly with the exam objective. And again, I cannot stress that enough. When you get in something, always get something that goes according to the exam objective. So yeah, so for those of you guys that are taking the 601, I don't have this book. I didn't take the 601. I took the 501. So I mean they're very similar. So yeah, so go with this book. I would say go with this book. Now, if this guy if he has a book out for 601, go with him. This was a great book, so I would say go with his book. If it doesn't, maybe look at something like this. There's a whole bunch of other study materials out there as well, so you can look at that as well. But this is what I found too, and I've used something similar, and this is what I found to be a good fit. Next up, next thing I normally do is, and the thing that I cannot live without, is video course. Oh my God! Every time I take an exam, book, practice test, video course, and labs must. So definitely what I have used for the longest time ever to do all of my practice tests is, of course, IT Pro TV. IT Pro TV, and I've tried a lot of other different places. There's another place that I'm trying that I feel like they can live up to IT Pro TV's like IT Pro TV's level. But I don't want to talk about them yet. I'm studying for my exam right now, and I'm using them, and I feel like they're really, really good. But I'm not going to talk about them yet. But for now, I have oh my God, I've signed up for a lot of this websites, and a lot of them I don't find value too much in them, or the way they teach, or the things that they do. I don't find that value like I do for IT Pro TV, and I'm not just saying that. I really like IT Pro TV, and I say there's one more website that I feel like it's going to live up to their standards, but I'm testing it. But IT Pro TV is just so amazing, man. I mean, the way they structure stuff. So I come in here and I go to certificates, and I go to let's see, Security Plus here, and then they have the full-fledged security. I don't know if I can show you guys this, but hey, I'm already in there, so it's props to them anyway, so I help them get more customers. I hope it's okay. So I go in there, and then they just have all of this, like, look at it on the side. They have all of this structure very similar to the exam objective, and then just go from there. Great people, great teachers, great. I love the way they teach. It just makes me understand things after reading the book. It just solidifies. You can tell the passion in my voice when I'm talking about these people. Great people, man. Great teaching. And there you can download the course. You can go to the practice test. And this is another thing as well. I pay for it yearly because you know the saying. I'm gonna say it again. You think education is expensive? Try ignorance, right? Try ignorance. So I go in there. I pay for them yearly. They have the course, they have the practice test, they have the lab, they have everything in one place, so I don't have to go look for different things. Now, if you want to go take another practice test outside of this place, you're welcome to do so, but I use them. So this is the video course right here. I normally watch, if there's two different versions when I'm taking an exam. There's the full version that go into in depth into each concept, and then there's the version that is accelerated. The time is a lot more shorter than the full version. So if you look at this is 11 hours, and if you look at the full version, let's take a look at the full version. This one, the full one, is 27 hours. 27 hours for the full one. The accelerated version, which is kind of just round things up for you before you go and take the exam, and I do that all the time. And this one is 11 hours and 5 minutes. So Great place. And then once you're done, you can go to the virtual lab. And then this one just kind of breaks it down for you. It gives you labs that you can, I mean, come on, guys. As I say, I love IT Pro TV, and I know that there's one more place or one more website that I'm looking at that I feel like, ooh, these guys are catching up to IT Pro TV for me. But we're going to talk about them once I pass the exam, and if it helps me pass the exam, because IT Pro TV is kind of, it has helped me pass several exams. So for me, I hold them at a high standard. So we'll see. So it has the lab, and you can go into the lab and you can do the lab and you can practice the concept. And I cannot stress how important this is. But not only that, if you go into where is it? Practice test. It has like the practice test for the specific exam, and you can go in there and then take practice tests. Honestly, I don't even know if I'm supposed to be showing you guys this, but anyways, you can go in there and take practice tests, which is pretty cool. I hope they're okay with it. Can assist and desist. But anyway, you can go in there and take practice tests, and you can arrange the practice tests to the way you want. Right, it gives you all the stuff, but I'm not going to show you guys the practice test, obviously, but it gives you 166 questions, and you can go in and take this. I mean, IT Pro TV, you guys are doing it right? I'm telling you, I'm trying. I know, but they're doing it right. Well, coupled with like books and things like that, you're just gonna fly through your exams, man. I'm telling you, guys and girls. Guys and girls. So yeah, so IT Pro TV, huge pros for me. They have the lab, they have the practice test, and then they have the video course all in one place. So this is what I use to kind of really help me grasp a lot of the concept before going to go take the exam. This video is already pretty long. So, but anyways, this is the wrap up. This is the end. But to wrap things up, this is what I normally do when I want to take an exam, any exam. And you guys want to see me repeat this flow every time I take an exam, and I'm going to talk to you guys because I've taken and passed several exams. So I'm going to talk to you guys about just like this, just what I did, how I did, how I studied for it. So look at the website. Look at the this is just wrapping things up here. Look at the website of the exam, the landing page of the exam. Look at the exam objective. Look at the book and see if the book aligns with the exam objective, and then go to a study course. Like, let me tell you this though, this is not the only, okay, I'm going to add this section, subsection, right? You don't have to get IT Pro TV, because I know that IT Pro TV can be somewhat expensive for a lot of people. A couple of things to keep in mind. One, there's discounts. If you send them a message, say, hey, I'm looking into signing up for your website, can you guys please give me some sort of discount? They will do it for you. And a lot of times you can just look at their site, and they have this codes that they can do for you, and then you can go to like $20-something a month. I pay yearly. I feel like it's 100% worth it for me. A lot of people I know that don't have that money to pay yearly. One of the things that I for IT, I get it. Sometimes a lot of people like, well, you know, IT Pro TV is great, but it's too expensive. Two things is that you can get a discount. You can send them a message and say, hey, listen guys, I love your course, I love what you guys are doing, I really want to get into it, can I please get a discount? Those people are super nice over there. They will give you a discount, and that's the same thing that I did, and I got a discount. So you can send them, you can go online and look for coupon code. You can look on their website for coupon code, and I think you can get it all the way up to $20-something for the premium version, because it's different levels. And if that's still too much for you, a great place that I found to get affordable, high quality education for anything is Udemy. In Udemy, you can find someone like Mike Myers. Mike Myers, amazing course. I looked at Mike Myers' course when I was studying for my A+. That's a different story. When I was studying for my A+, great stuff. I looked at Jason Dion's course. I actually watched the Security Plus course, right? I bought it and I watched. Oh, one more thing. Don't ever buy it at $139. I don't know why Udemy does this. It's so annoying to me, because if you come back maybe a couple of hours or a couple of days, it's gonna go down to $15. Always buy Udemy course when they're at $15. Don't buy no course when it's like $139. Don't do that to yourself, please. If you see this $139, no. Leave it alone. Come back, or go use a different computer on a different at a different place that have a different public IP address or something. Right? If you have some sort of VPN, use that and try to see if you can get a discount, and it goes all the way down to $15. But anyways, don't buy it at this price. It's gonna go down to $15, so you can come back when it's $15. It sucks that I'm showing you guys this when it's at this price, but it always goes down. So make sure you come back when it's $15. Don't buy it. Be patient. Don't buy it at this price. But anyways, as you can see, I bought this course. I bought the Security Plus and Security Plus course, and I watch pretty much the whole thing. The only thing I think I didn't watch was the introduction part of things, the introduction part of things. But for the most part, I watch a lot of pretty much all of it. Yeah. So you can see how much time I put into studying. That's why I don't really like calling the certificates like entry level certificates, because they require a lot of your time and a lot of your effort to try to pass them. So yeah, so you can buy the course, and a lot of this course comes with like practice tests. There you go. So Jason's course, for example, come with practice tests. So you can always use his practice tests as well, but you can also buy his practice tests if you want to. Practice tests are normally pretty good. I think I bought this one too. Or did I not? I did not. But I bought the practice test. But anyway, I think I used this practice test that he had on the course itself. So practice tests are also a good thing, but I wouldn't say they have the best of the best practice tests, but they're pretty good. So you can look at the review, and one of the things that I like about Udemy is that you can see reviews, right? You can see reviews of things that people have, like people that bought the course, and then they leave a review to tell you, hey, this is bad, this is good, that kind of thing. So there you go. So yes, absolutely, guys. So if you feel like IT Pro TV is a little bit expensive, make sure you check out Udemy, a great alternative. I get it, the price is $130 something, but again, come back later and it's going to be $5. Anyways, that's it for me, guys. So now I'm going to take you guys just to wrap things up a little bit. These are the processes that I follow, or these are the things that I did before taking my Security Plus exam. As you can see, I didn't only look at the virtual lab, I didn't only do the virtual lab, I didn't only do the practice test, I didn't only do the video here. Go to my dashboard, you can see that I finished it. So I didn't only do the videos here for that, I also did several videos, like watched several things. So you can see that taking an exam, any exam, whether it be the Security Plus or any other thing, or any other exam that I've taken, I try to take a lot of my time to study for things, just so I get to take it one time, because these things are pretty expensive. This has been a long video. I'm going to stop here now. And then I'm going to talk about the reason why I got the Security Plus. Okay, so we're at the end of the video. On this part of the video, I want to talk about why I decided to get the Security Plus, and talk a little bit about the Security Plus in general, and what I think about the Security Plus. So, so I decided to get the Security Plus because there's some other security certificates that I want to get. I want to get the CISSP. I do want to get the CEH. And most importantly, I want to get OSCP, but that's kind of a long-term goal. And the Security Plus is kind of the first step towards that security path, or that security certificate path. It is a really good certificate. It is an introductory certificate. And I say that with caution because I know how much it takes to study for the certificates. I don't like calling any certificate an entry-level certificate, or this or that. That kind of degrade the value of the certificate a little bit, because it takes a lot of work to study for the certificates. It takes a lot of dedication. It takes a lot of your time to study for the certificates. So I don't like calling them that. But it is an entry-level certificate. I know I just said I don't like calling them that, but I have to say it as it is. It is an entry-level certificate, and let me explain a little bit. It doesn't go too in-depth into security. It kind of gives you a basic foundation of what to look for when it comes to security. So kind of like the top level, this is what this is and this is what this does kind of level. It doesn't go into in-depth like, hey, this is what this is, this is what it does, and this is how you can perform it if you want to perform it. Granted that if you do some of the labs, it gives you a basic understanding of what or how certain things apply to what you just read, or how you can see it in action. The lab kind of help do that for you. But it just doesn't go into depth into certain security concept. It introduces you to certain security concept. It allows you to have a good understanding of the basic concept that you need to understand about security. So if you're working somewhere that is security focused, you can say, oh, I know this, I know not to do this, I know that this is bad. Kind of act as a safety net, so to speak, to help guide you through some of the basic security stuff that you have to understand. So it doesn't go too much in depth into things, but it's a good introductory certificate, introductory course in general. I like let's just say course. It's a good introductory course, a good introductory certificate, and it really helps give you that basic understanding of what to expect of the biggest certificates, like, you know, the CISSP and some other security certificates as well, which eventually I'm going to get. So that's what I think about the Security Plus. And that's why I've decided to get the Security Plus, because it's a pathway for me to get other security certificates as well. And I'm not really planning to get security certificates. I'm also planning to get networking certificates and other certificates as well. But this is a good introduction into security. And I enjoy reading this book. I read it cover for cover, and it was a good read. I really enjoy reading it. So that's basically what I think of the Security Plus. And that's the knowledge that I think that the Security Plus is going to give you. And for me, as I said, which is starting to sound like a broken record, I decided to get the Security Plus because it's that entry level, here goes that word again, entry level certificates that will help me move on to better certificate. It helps give me that base knowledge that I need to move on to higher level certificates. My hope is to really get to that CISSP level and that OSP level, OSCP level. So that's pretty much it, guys. If you haven't done so already and you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit the thumbs up button. If you want to see some cool videos like this every single week or every other week, make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on your notification down below. I do come out with videos like this every other week where I talk about other certificates that I've passed and how I study for them. And I also do live videos and a whole bunch of other tech videos as well. So make sure you hit the subscribe button. I will see you guys next week, and stay blessed. Peace.